Garage is almost finished now, ready for the Abarth to go in. So I'll see if I can find some pictures of what it was like before, but it's in one of my other videos, so you may well have seen it. So I've taken the partition down that was in here. I've built shelving over there. The shelving is not complete, the frame's built. I've just got to get the wood to actually create the shelves. So I've moved everything around. I've taken a few inches off of that workbench, taken that much off because I think it was too deep. The only thing that protrudes a little bit now is that little chest of drawers down there, so I'm going to have to find a new home for that somewhere. All my polishes and potions and what have you are all over here somewhere, all piled up on top of the freezer. Freezer's moved, tumble dryer's moved, fridge has moved. I've done my back in lifting that fridge up. Yeah, that's about it now. So I've measured and the 500, well, a 500, any 500, as they're all the same size, should fit in here perfectly now. I think it will come to about here. That's what I'm reckoning on. Obviously that needs to move out of the way because that'll be in the way. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good now. So the car's coming this afternoon, sometime between 2 and 3, allegedly. I think it'll be later than that, and then we'll do a walk around of the car. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Here it is, the Abarth, the Copart Abarth. Long awaited. It arrived. We'll go into when it arrived in a bit. I'm just going to show you around the car now. So there's a couple of bits on it which I wasn't aware of, which is a bit annoying, but not insurmountable, so it's not too bad. There's a couple of good bits of news on it as well. We've got a flat tyre, completely flat there. Wheels are quite badly curbed, actually. Certainly these front ones are anyway. I'm not sure about the back ones. That one's not quite so bad. I don't know, it's got a bit of curb rash on it. And certainly the other front one has. What about this back one? Yeah, the whole lot are really. I think I'm going to get them all done. I suppose they're quite low profile tyres, so they're going to get done a bit more. So this side, I haven't actually given it a good inspection yet. It's still very dirty. This side looks okay. Can't see any marks at all on this side, which is good. This is the crack in the bumper that we knew about, so I'm going to take this bumper off and I'm going to plastic weld it, see what we can do with it. If it's no good, if you can still see it once I've done it, what I'll do is I'll get one of those metal strips that you can put over there, so the only bit that will be visible is that bit there. So apart from that, we seem to have a missing sensor there, parking sensor. Hopefully that's dangling around inside. I would imagine it is. That's missing, so I'll have to get one of those. If we go in the boot, these are number plates I have made up. There's no number plates on the car at all for some bizarre reason. We also don't have a back shelf, and we don't have the thing in there, the polystyrene thing. Luckily I've got that. That was my other Abarth. So the other Abarth I had, I put a spare wheel in, so I kept the polystyrene thing, so at least I've got one of those, which is good. It smells a bit smoky as well. It's obviously been a smoker's car a little bit. It's not too bad. So going around to the damaged side, I should have parked a bit further out. So this is the damage here, which isn't too bad. That'll pull out. It hasn't actually, apart from that tiny little crack there, it's not even cracked the paintwork. However, when you open the door, you can see it's gone into the door shut, so that's all damage there. So and just there as well. So I'll get it, when I get it repaired, I'll get them to do this bit as well. I want it done properly. So the seat belt smells a little bit cannabisy in here as well, actually. So someone's cut the seat belt. Obviously it locked into position. The pre-tensioner seems all right. Doesn't look like it's gone. Here's the seat airbag that's gone. So that's going to have to be repaired. I'm going to have a go at doing it myself, even if it's only a temporary measure, until I can get a seat for a decent colour. It won't be too difficult to do. I think I've got an airbag. If I haven't, they're 25-30 quid at the most. The car itself is absolutely filthy inside. Let me just get in. So also what I hadn't noticed, when I've looked back at the pictures on Copart, you can actually see what I'm about to show you. See that white thing there? That's the end of the curtain airbag. So that's gone as well. The lining's coming out a little bit. So that's obviously blown as well. And I assume it's just been tucked back up, which is a bit annoying because you couldn't really tell in the pictures. Now, this isn't a stolen recovered car, but inside this car, this is one place I've noticed it. I don't know if you can see it on my finger. It looks like graphite, which is what they use for fingerprints. Which is so it's a bit odd, but this has not been looked after at all. Certainly on the inside, I don't know what that is on this, all over the seats. I don't know if that's graphite as well. Something's spilt all over it. Door card has got gouges in it. Luckily, I think I can't remember whether I've got passenger side or driver's side. I know I've got one that came off a Sport that's got these same, I think they're the same door cards. But you know, at the moment I won't worry about it if I haven't got one, but when one comes up for a decent price on eBay, then I'll pick up a set and change those. So there's no rips or anything in any of the leather, but hopefully that will come off, whatever that is. It is absolutely rotten and it stinks. I can't believe it. 16 plate Abarth and it's been treated like this on the screen of the stereo. Look at that. That's where I licked my finger earlier and wiped it off. You literally couldn't see the display in daylight because it was such a state. So again, that, if you can see it there, look, silver. Where's my finger? See the silver graphite? So I don't really quite understand why. Let me put the key in the ignition. You've got so many car keys here. Let's turn the dash on. So excuse the camera work. Turn the volume of the stereo down. I don't want the music getting onto YouTube. Check tyre pressure. No, you don't say. So I'm going to pump that tyre up in a minute. So obviously we've got the airbag light on. Let's turn the lights off. Got the airbag light on for obvious reasons. We've got the seat airbag, seat airbag, curtain airbag, and the seat belt gone. So once they're replaced, that should go off. I'm hoping there's no crash data. I could plug it into multi-ECU scan now, but I'm not going to bother. But apart from that, it all looks okay. We got proper climate rather than aircon. In there we've got the cap for the wheels. You can tell it's been a smoker's car. Look, it's been used. Often if you ever get one of those in the car, they're not being used. So this is going to have a good deodorization. So I think I'm going to get it professionally valeted. I won't do that until I've had the bodywork done, because you always get the dust from the spraying in the car. So yeah, it's could be better, but it's not too bad. There's always something that surprises you. The nice thing about it is it's only done 15,000 miles. So, oh, the other bad thing, I haven't got a remote key. I've only got the spare key. So that's going to cost me best part of 300 quid, I think, to get a remote key. In there, it's just dirty. There's no handbooks, no service history, anything like that. So I'm going to have to track that down. Again, I think I've got both airbags as far as I know, and I'm pretty certain that I've got seatbelt as well. Pretty certain I've got a seatbelt. That's assuming they haven't changed in the facelift. I imagine they're exactly the same. If they're different, then I'll have to get another one, but I believe they're the same. So that's it internally. What else is there to show you? Oh, the door. I knew the door was damaged, but the only bit of damage I can see on it is a bit of scuff in here, and this slight little dent just here, and a mark there. Now it is pushed in a little bit, so I don't quite know what's going on there, but probably if I loosen off the bolts, I can probably pull that back out. So I think when I take it to the body shop to get that done, I'll get them to sort the door out as well. But I'm going to try and polish all that out. I think that'll polish out. There's no point getting a new door. The other issue, one more, I think this is the final issue, is obviously I've got no remote key, but when you lock the door, it doesn't do anything. So I think probably the rod that locks the door obviously it's been hit here, so I reckon it's popped off. So I need to get the door card off and have a look at that. So yeah, apart from that, it's all good. I need to get the number plates on. It will make a big difference once it's cleaned and I've got all that rubbish off the windscreen. Need to put some petrol in it. There's not much petrol in it. So yeah, all's good. So it's as I said before, it's 2016 Turismo. We're going to get it in the garage now, and then if you see out there, if I can quickly zoom, there's my £300 pop that's been sitting out there. It's all taxed, insured, MOT'd. Came with an MOT. Obviously I haven't got it MOT because it's still all smashed up. But it's been parked outside with a cover over it for days and days now. Now I can use the driveway. There's my nice new driveway. Now I can use this. I can get this car into my newly done garage, which I'll show you. It's just a garage, but I've done a lot of work on this, clearing this, so it's sort of just about big enough to get a Fiat 500 in. Let's turn the light on. So I reduced the size of my workbench, as I think I showed yesterday. I haven't done much apart from sweep up, tidy up a little bit since I showed the video yesterday. So now this car can come in here. This might be poking out a little bit too far. I'm hoping it's not. So the car can come in here. At least it'd be nice and safe in here while I'm getting the other one onto the drive. So I'll do a walk around of the other one tomorrow, and we can then see what's what on that. Obviously that's all smashed up at the front. So this one, apart from, I'm going to sort out that door lock and give it a clean and then go over it. I might even give it a deodorizer. I've got one of these aircon cleaners. These things, let me show you. They're quite good. Made by Turtle Wax. They're quite a nice smell. Caribbean Crush, this one is. They do work quite well. They're only meant to last about 30 days, but I had one about a year or so ago, a white Sport, that really stunk, and that got rid of the smell. And I had it more than 30 days and it didn't come back, the smell, unless maybe my nose got used to it. So yeah, so maybe tomorrow I might get this back out again and give it a wash and sort out that door, figure out why it's not locking. So I think that's it for the time being. I'll come back in a little while and I'll explain what happened about getting this car, because it was a bit of a nightmare. So I'll be back shortly. Well, that was a job and a half. I had to move everything at the front of the garage. I don't know if this is a little bit longer because it's the Abarth and it's got the overhang on the bumper. I mean, look how close it is down there. I think the compressor's going to have to move somewhere. I might move that up the back of the garage somewhere. And it's all I could do to get out of the car. But that is really, really tight. I don't want to be putting it in here too often. It'd be all right for working in the front. Once I've sorted out everything over the back of the garage and everything's on shelves properly, that'll be much better. But at the moment, far too tight, so I wouldn't want to be getting it in here. And that piece of wood down there, you see down there, which is part of the shelving, I think I'm going to cut that bit off and move it back a bit, because it came very close to clumping that. So I don't want to be doing that. So it's in there now and it can stay in there till tomorrow. I mean, obviously the back, I could work on that. If it was raining, I could work on that there. But of course, we won't be able to get the bumper off because you need to jack it up, get the wheels off to get the bumper off. So I think to do any work on it, it would be much easier just to take it out. I say, if it's pouring with rain, if I'm working on the 300 pounder, which is still out there at the moment, and it's pouring with rain, I can take this one out, park it on the front, and then just pull the other one into the garage, and then I can work on it. So that's not the end of the world. So that's the end of today's video anyway. I will come back in a little bit to just go through the logistics of getting this car here, which was a nightmare, but we'll come back on that in a second.